Hi, I'm Amy Long with Red Carpet Report in Beverly Hills at the NBCUniversal Press Tour.
This is great. I've been waiting to speak with you because she's been patiently waiting. You're a popular lady over here.
Yes.
It's something about an East Side story. I'm just kidding. West Side story. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, and this is a great event with all of NBC. Tell me a little bit more about
Nina's World.
Yeah, Nina's World, the cartoon. So everybody reminisces on their favorite cartoon, right? Did you have a favorite one as a kid?
Oh, I think I grew up, I'm more of a Sesame Street generation. I have an affinity for puppets and real characters, so my heart is with Sesame Street and the Muppets.
And that's also how I learned how to count too, right? Thanks, count. And you? Did you have a favorite as a kid?
Well, no, I had a favorite when my child was a kid, which was Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
That was her favorite too, interestingly, because he offered such comfort. And I'm mentioning that for one specific reason. Our show has that quality. It has the quality of realness and ease. Children are so bombarded with noise and special effects and flash cuts and all that kind of stuff. And this show is about a little Mexican-American girl who lives in a multicultural community with a loving family who run a bakery, and Michele plays the mama.
Mommy, yeah. And Nina's a 6-year-old girl, and she is voiced by a real little girl. We're trying to be as authentic and real in our representation of this little girl's life. So we have real kids voicing the kid parts, and we've got actors from all over the world voicing the characters from India, from China, from Colombia, from wherever they're from. We really try and be as real and authentic as possible. I think that's what really sets Nina's World apart. And also her very special relationship with her grandmother. We're showcasing this intergenerational relationship because that's what we're seeing nowadays. We're seeing a lot of very active and involved grandparents. And so we'll be able to reflect that on the show as well.
And Nina's grandma, who is called Abuelita, which translated is little grandma, does yoga. So every
Very
show...
trendy.
It's very timely and contemporary.
Right.
She does yoga, and she always lassos Nina into creating a position with her. And she also helps her make adventures. She will make magic where there is none sometimes. If it's a rainy day, what do you do? This child is bored. She'll find ways to do things. The museum is closed, and Nina's disappointed. So Grandma says, so why don't we go into the garage and see what's there and make our own museum? And then she finds out not only about what museums do, but her cultural heritage and her family history. So it's so wonderful because it's not thrown at you. Nobody's pointing fingers. Nobody's saying, here's the lesson.
Right. Well, I happen to watch my nephews and nieces watch some of these cartoons these days, and I don't know where the thought even came from. But it's nice to hear there's a wholesome, like a good go-to again, once again.
It's fun, and it's modern, and it's contemporary, and it's real.
And it's important to emphasize that it's fun because it can easily sound so utopian, like everyone's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nina makes mistakes, and she has to right them in some way, and usually Grandma helps out. But it's a real, authentic little girl. Now, here's what I think is the killer. This is what won me over when I read a script. When it was offered to me, there is a little boy character named Nico who is deaf. So there is a real little boy who is deaf, who lip reads, who signs, and who speaks. So when this little character comes on our show, on an episode, that is this wonderful little boy who, by the way, looks like the adorable boy in Jerry Maguire.
Yes,
remember with the glasses?
love him.
And he has glasses too. When you hear him speak, it's him.
So that is so very authentic.
So when you hear Mr. Kapoor speak, it is an Indian person.
Right. Well, that's incredible.
Chinese actors.
So, and how wonderful to be able to reach an audience that is so young also. And what is it like being animated now?
Well, I never thought that would happen, but they've done a phenomenal job. Really, it's a gorgeous animation. And speaking of authenticity with the animation, we actually are one of the first to animate sign language.
Wow.
You really don't see that very often. And in children's television right now, you don't see it at all. Most characters, next time you watch a cartoon, you pay attention and you'll notice that most cartoon characters only have 4 fingers.
Right.
So if we want it to be real and show it how people sign language, do sign language, we had to have characters with 5 fingers. So our animators had to go in and make sure that all of our characters, I know it sounds funny, but it's an interesting little point. Now you're going to pay attention and you're going to see that our characters have 5 fingers. And when they do sign language, we consulted with an ASL consultant who was lovely, who really taught us a lot about deaf culture and taught us about sign language. And so our characters are really, really doing what they're supposed to be doing.
So beautiful. Now, have you learned how to sign for your show?
Yes,
You
so
learn-
on
okay.
my show,
I want to learn.
I also teach a word in sign language every night.
Okay.
So depending on what the theme is, I know one perfect sign for Rita is funny.
Funny. Suiting, right?
I was making him laugh one day, and he was laughing real hard, and he went like this. I said, "What's that?" He said, "You're funny."
That's awesome. That's so great. So you are learning as well.
Absolutely.
So this is great. A learning process for all.
That's an important thing to say, is that we can learn so much from kids if we just stop and pay attention to what they're saying, what they're doing. Their honesty is something that we can all learn from.
And they have suddenly, just recently found a marvelous male actor with whom maybe Abuelita will have some kind of relationship. You know who the actor is? Mandy Patinkin.
Is that right? We look forward to that too.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Do we have a good sign out? Can you help me sign? Goodbye.
I was just saying goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much. It was so nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
Congratulations on the Kennedy honors.
Isn't that marvelous? I've been walking on air ever since, but I'm on a great list. There's George Lucas, there's the Eagles, there's Carole King, there's, who did I miss? Oh gosh, Cicely Tyson, there's me. There's one more, I always forget one. Well, that's what happens when you're 83. Just look it up. Isn't that great?
Congratulations. I'd be walking on air too. That's some incredible company to be on the list with you, but very deserving too.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked this interview, hit the like button, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and in the comment box below, tell me which NBC Universal show you're most looking forward to.